happening. We are going to just, I don't know. Jasmine kept asking me how I feel today with everything going on, and I honestly didn't feel any different until she started asking me that. But watching all of this, it's exciting. You know, the change of power. There's something exciting about it. I like watching it. I like seeing how it all plays out. I like seeing how everyone plays a different role, and everyone plays it to a T, and everyone's behaving. And it's like a Shel Silverstein poem. Everyone's happy, everyone grins, everyone smiles, and everyone wins. Anyway, there were a few other things I wanted to get to, but it's hard for me to sort of peel my eyes away from everything that's happening here. But I will say, like, I'm impressed that there have been no issues, no protests that have caused any controversies. Nothing went wrong. Steph's assignment changed from covering the protesters to covering like the pro-Trump supporters. So it's been quiet. I think there's been a lot of bark and very little bite, which is a great thing. Don't you think, Lance?
I think so. I think maybe everybody just got it out of their system, and
it's time to all move on together.
Eventually, that's the only way it's going to work.
So before Steve Hurt gets here, Steve is the president of the Live Sports Bureau, and his company provides all the statistics and stats to, maybe I spoke too soon, there's a bunch of interesting people over there, to all the different sports leagues and networks, and we're gonna talk sports. I was a sportscaster for many years. Sometimes I miss it. We're gonna do a really cool thing with WSPN, which is the World Sports Personality Network. And Steve is very funny. Steve's one of those guys. I always say it. I've said it before. I said it again. If I was stuck on a desert island and I had but one person to be with me, it is always going to, besides Stephanie and my kids and all of it, it would usually be Steve Hurt. He's resourceful and funny and witty and keeps me on my toes. He's very funny. But then I was gonna fly through a couple other headlines if you guys would want to discuss that just struck my attention. One being, I am beyond fascinated by the saga that is Johnny Manziel. I can't get enough of it. It's like the Ryan Leaf or how many others were there just like it, who were just absolute superstars coming out of college and pissed it all away because they didn't know what to do with that talent and they couldn't handle the limelight, and now they are running like an insurance company, or trying to at least, and the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that they could have earned is sitting somewhere in someone else's pocket. Johnny Manziel could have been that person. He has now vowed to change a number of times. This is his third or fourth vow, I believe, saying, I was a douche in 2016, and I'm going to be a better person. He has vowed. Johnny Manziel admitted on Twitter that he was a douche and that he was trying to be a good person in the new year, to which someone accused his account of being hacked because Johnny's never said that before. But here's a guy that, look, I'm not a former football player, but you guys played football. I mean, how successful could this guy have been with all his talent in the NFL? Lance?
Oh, I played football?
Didn't you play football when you were in like high school? Like, you know the game.
My high school didn't have a football team.
Oh, I thought you said you played like...
I played almost every other sport, but I was captain of the basketball team. I played ice hockey, but
Connor, guy was talented.
Extremely. Yeah.
Knew the game.
He could have been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Probably.
Really?
Yeah,
could have been one of the best quarterbacks.
One of the best rushing quarterbacks. Like, he was fast, agile, smart.
So what, it all just sort of went to his head, I guess, right? The money,
and
the fame.
he went to the Browns.
And he went to the Browns. Well, I mean, Ryan Leaf went to the Chargers.
I don't know how bad they were.
Ryan Leaf and Peyton Manning both came out at the same time. I thought both of them had very equal bits of talent. I think Peyton was more talented. One went to the Colts, one went to the Chargers. And Peyton Manning became Peyton Manning, and Ryan Leaf, I mean, who knows where Ryan Leaf is right now. Anyway, so Johnny Manziel is vowing to change, and this is the official change. And now, remember when Kramer decided he was going to take a vow of silence? And he was like, I'm going to take a vow in silence. Hey, don't do, and now. Okay, starting now. I'm sorry, okay, ready, and now. That's what I feel like is going on with Johnny Manziel. Just as I said that, breaking news, protesters and police clash in Washington.
There's a fight?
Yeah. And everyone's getting on cell phone. It's a small one, it looks like. It's hard for me to tell, but it is something. The other thing that caught my attention, what do I tell you I'm always obsessed with? Life hacks. I follow every single life hack on Twitter and on Instagram. Anything that's life hacks, like I want to know about. Never used or implemented any of them, by the way, but I absolutely love them. So then this article came out. These were life hacks from 1873. They had hacks back then as well, but these are really cool. Like, listen to these life hacks. Half of them you don't actually need for anything, like fire retardants. I'm not even gonna get into that. Hand soap. Use a boiled potato to scrub off dirt from your hand. Did you know that? 1873. Yes. You did know that? How to make an easy cracker. What's easier? Mix an egg yolk with a pound of flour and add enough milk to make it the paste stiff, and then cut them into a wine glass and pierce holes with a fork and put them in the oven, or just buy crackers for $1.99. Stain removers, blister protection, put soap inside your socks, and when your feet sweat, it mixes with the soap to create a lather that protects the skin on your feet. Interesting. Condoms. Use pig intestines and attach a piece of ribbon to the open end.
That is what I did last night.
That is really weird. How is a piece of ribbon on the open end going to keep everything in there? It's crazy. Baldness. Prevent baldness by rubbing rum on your head once a day. Restore sour tasting wine by putting bits of horseradish into a bag and leaving it in the wine for 2 days. Yeah. Here's how you can improve the taste of coffee. 13 parts coffee to 3 parts chicory, and then grind it together. The last 2, 1 cheap beer. Boil green shells of peas and add wood sage as hops. And then if you have too much of that cheap beer, an alcoholism cure, add eels to booze and encourage a person to drink the disgusting concoction, and they will never want to drink again. Those are your 1873 hacks. But I am obsessed with hacks, so if anyone has like a good hack, anything, like whatever it is, like you could make a telephone out of this bottle. It's basically like little mini MacGyver pieces of advice. I will totally take that any day, all the time.
Somebody's asking, I'm not watching the news right now, but somebody's asking your opinion on the protests in D.C. getting out of hand.
So I'm watching it now. I can't tell if we're just showing one small, I'm watching MSNBC. If they're showing one small little pocket of a small protest, it doesn't look like it's that out of hand, or if this is something bigger, because I'm not really listening right now, so it's very hard for me to gauge how big of a protest this is. But I will tell you, if anything happens, it will 100% be documented, because every single person is walking around like this, covering absolutely everything. Look at that, between cell phones and cameras and videos, it's all being documented. You can't do anything that might get under the radar anymore.
Somebody's saying that we should be pulling back on the shot. We'll try to figure that all out.
You can pull back while you're shooting, I think, or no?
Okay.
Did it work?
That's better. I mean,
it is what
it's different.
It's different. So we got the couch, guys. That's what you told us to get. Does it sound better in here? Or do we have to get stuff on the walls now? Does it look better? Do you like the couches better than the chairs? Where's Darren, Sherry, and John?
There were some comments earlier about the couch. Michelle Hicks 40 says, guys, I am back. Love the painting even more now. Ask Jenna. Also, Jenna, I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Looks and sounds great, says KB112.
Thank you.
Looks awesome, says Sherry Stretch. Next 123 says it is sounding better. Karen Thompson says looks better and sounds better. Have you ever considered a directional mic for the phones? Darren said he could make a couch out of chopsticks. It's too late now. Skycarp says it's a nice backdrop. Those were the comments.
Okay, that was great.
Judy 1534 says it looks great. Emoji 220 says, one second. Mdo 79 says I love Jenna.
Thanks, Endo.
And Emoji 220 says it looks great, and so do you.
Thank you.
Svetlana, somebody says this is boring.
Thanks.
I'm not sure if she's talking about the couch or the show.
Definitely talking about the show.
And next 123 says I am not sure it's the right couch. Sherry Stretch says she's great. Emdo79 says, my wife thinks you are amazing.
Oh, thank you, Endo. Kind of love your wife. All right, so
And, okay.
yeah.
Stephanie 1065 says, I do love the couch and the painting. Michelle Hicks 40 says, guys, this day is so gloomy. I am dragging on to go work out.
No.
Karen Thompson says, LOL, I love the show. It's been fun to watch. I would actually say I think people probably who come in for just 30 seconds and have a 30-second attention span may find it boring. If you have a 4-hour attention span and are deeply intellectual, you will have a great time over here.
Well, I don't know about that part either, but somewhere in between what Lance said.
I think if you are. Tracy Bender Schisler says, I saw a video where a bank and a Starbucks had windows smashed and 2 police officers sent to hospital, it said. Tracy Bender Schisler says, love the couch.
Thank you.
Mary
Can
Cole.
you just look up for me and see how big this is and the protests and how much is actually happening there now? So I don't
Ren
speak
Bean
out.
says, couch is great, still small echo, but I'm using earphones, maybe a buffer behind you, Lance. Nebraska says, Schisler.
Schisler, Nebraska.
Greg Galvin says, love you in blue and red are my colors, love you girl, smooch from MM.
Do I know?
Mary Cole says, I love the new couch. Robert Bobby,
Your
10,
name is
11,
Robert Bobby?
yeah, 10, 11, 782 says, will you do breaking news in the event it occurs?
Sure.
I don't know. Jerry Durman says, all hail President Trump. Emdo79 says, look at all the hearts. Michael Cham says, Trump train. KB1112 says, NBC has live coverage of protest. Hamill Mom says, welcome. Sherry Stretch says, welcome back. Patty Hamill. Lance, don't stay because they are not on Wi-Fi. I don't know what you mean, Darren. Lots of data burned otherwise. Do you think the protests will be handled different with the new president? Asks next 123.
Not sure I understand the question.
Jordan Rohan says, I am so ready for WSPN. WSPN is going to be on at around 2 o'clock.
In like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Well, we're waiting for
Steve, so we
part of the 2 minutes.
but we maybe start open with that. If he's
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so it's 1:50. Oh, is he here?
He's coming up.
Cool.
He's on his way up.
All right, so let's take a break. And
Oh,
then
Darren is. Oh, I think there are people are saying that for them the issue is the data on their data plan, like as they're downstreaming the feed at work, as opposed to they need to be on Wi-Fi.
Gotcha.
Robert Bobby says, Jenny, you are stronger than me. I went for a bike ride and tackled my biggest obstacle, the bridge near home. It was rough going up. Got the cramps at the top of the bridge. Then I came back over. My legs felt something. And
Wow, thank you for sharing that.
Where did you get the painting? We got the painting from
Larry.
Larry.
We gotta figure out where. All right, when
We'll
we
be
come
back in a
back,
minute.
WSPN, stick with us, guys.
WSPN launch. All right, Connor, you ready?
You have 2 minutes. So, once again, you're saying
What?
you made